Hello there, I'm Estefania Morantes and this is my reflective video for Studio One Folio 2. For my Folio 1, I explore the use of motion capture and gestures, discovering intuitive embodied interaction. For Folio 2, I focus on the process and the effect of externalizing our emotions using these inputs and how these reactions could be visualized through the flowers and the environment. My current inquiry is, how can we externalize the expression of our emotions through an interactive project using flowers as a symbolic representation? Every element reacts to the player's input, encouraging self-reflection. When interacting with the world, the lack of movement creates a still environment, but dancing or inviting friends can make it more vibrant. This section highlights community friendship and the effect that movement has on our mood. When interacting with others, players care for a friendly flower, directly influencing it through their actions, reflecting the impact of empathy. When interacting with yourself, players can express their emotions through choosing the petals' colors, leading to different visual and musical outputs, exploring their internal feelings. Some works that deeply inspired me to create this project are Chris Mills' TED Talk, How Virtual Reality Can Create the Ultimate Empathy Machine. This influenced how I approach interactions, mostly the powerful link between body, action, and emotion. It helped me see immersive interactivity as a tool for self-reflection where the message can be transmitted regardless of the environment. Chris Mills' The Treasury of Sanctuary also expanded my understanding of interactions. His use of full-body movement inspired me to explore embodied interaction through camera tracking and gestures, allowing players to affect the environment based on their physical inputs and actions. On the other hand, the Stanley Parable had a strong impact on the project's narrative and concept. It inspired me to treat each minigame as a part of a larger interactive journey, and gave me ideas on how to encourage introspection without the need of a fixed conclusion. Definitely changing from an animation to a fully interactive project early on was a major challenge. One of my biggest mistakes early on was thinking that I had to overcomplicate the logic, which distracted everyone from the theme of action, reaction, and how it can invite you to have self-reflection. However, this exercise also became an essential part of my learning opportunity for Touch Designer. Doing all this, I gained essential knowledge for the node-based workflow of the program, and I began to understand how I could troubleshoot and refine my interactions. Through consultations, tutorials, and my Cree group, I learned how to prioritize core gameplay, make sure the game is fun, it's intuitive, it's inviting people to play with it, and also how to streamline my workflow, make sure everything is technically as correct as possible in Touch Designer, how to translate my ideas to get it into the program, and how to make it work. The most successful aspect of this project has been its ability to capture and sustain players' attention. From the first activity, players are intuitively drawn into the experience. During group playtesting, I observed moments of organic engagement, for example, how some participants will decide to take turns and play the other interactions one by one, or how you can steal the control from the other player. This dynamic participation became an effective mechanic. And a detail that I'm really proud of is how I resolved the bounding boxes for the petals in the final interaction. Because at first, these bounding boxes were huge, basically taking the whole space of the PNGs, but then I decided to put multiple mini bounding boxes, basically following the shape of the petals. That was really fun and effective. My biggest lesson for this project is that no software or technical skill is out of reach if you can put enough practice and iteration. This process has really inspired me to continue exploring interactive media and the potential of tools like Touch Designer to bring complex concepts to life. Looking forward, I plan to develop this project into a VR or 360 experience, making these immersive aspects even more powerful. I also believe that in the porting process, I can also find a way to export it and distribute it more easily. Another idea is to keep adding more minigames and using different inputs and different controllers. For example, the pressure-sensitive touch for consent, blowing dandelions to make wishes, or navigating thorn bushes. Another idea could be a spin-off where you can have basically a floral Russian roulette, and every time you block a petal, something interesting will happen, something impacting. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed my project. Bye bye!